Consumer products manufacturers are navigating a structural reset, not a cycle. Supply chain fragmentation, input cost volatility, and the fact that you cannot really predict your demand are no longer temporary shocks. They are the new operating environment. The margin architecture that worked in a stable world no longer holds. Leaders who treat this as a disruption are already falling behind. The ones that are winning are those who have fundamentally redesigned how their operations create and protect value, building resilience into this operating model itself. Not as a response program, but as a permanent capability. There are patterns that repeat themselves across every operations I walk into, regardless of sector or geography. First, maintenance is reactive. Equipment failures are managed after the fact, micro stoppages are tolerated as a normal, and there is really no systematic approach to equipment stability. Secondly, and important, improvement initiatives don't scale. A pilot delivers results, everyone celebrates, and 18 months later, the operations is back to where it started, because the gains were not embedded into daily management routines. And third, SKU complexity is really unmanaged. High-mix portfolios drive changeover pressure that silently destroys OEE, and nobody has quantified its true cost. These are not operational problems. They are governance and management system problems. The equipment alone is almost never the constraint. At Kaizen Institute, we approach a consumer products transformations starting with an end-to-end value stream. Not a functional audit, not a benchmarking exercise. We map where the value is created and where it is destroyed, from raw material intake to finished good output across the full supply chain. That diagnostic gives us a fact-based view of where the largest P&L opportunities sit, and it anchors the entire transformation roadmap to financial outcomes that any CFO can read. From there, the work is done at the Gemba, on the floor, with the teams, not in the conference room. We do not under a report and leave. We build the capability alongside the client teams. And we really expect to demonstrate measurable operational results within the first 3 to 6 months, because transformation without early proof is just a change program. The results we constantly deliver across consumer products operations are measurable, material, and directly visible in your P&L. On equipment performance, 20 to 25% OE improvement, which in a capital-intensive operation translates directly into capacity without a capital expenditure. On changeover, 40 to 60% reduction in time, which unlocks scheduling flexibility and reduces the SKU complexity penalty. On productivity, 50 to 30% improvement, and on the lever that matters the most in this sector, material yield improvement, 5 to 15 percentage points, which, given that materials represent most of our production costs, is often the single largest gross margin recovery available to the business. And these are not benchmarks. These are real outcomes from operations we have worked with in the past. The losses are already in your P&L. They are showing up as a gross margin compression, as cost overruns that get attributed to procurement or inflation, or as OE numbers that have plateaued. The question is not whether the opportunity is there. It is whether you have the visibility to see it clearly and the ambition to capture it systematically. Start with a structured diagnostic, not an internal review. Those are shaped by the same assumptions that created the problem. An external, fact-based value stream assessment that gives you a quantified picture of where the margin is going and what it would take to recover it. The leaders who move first into this will build a structural cost and quality advantage that compounds over time. The ones who wait manage the symptoms quarter by quarter.